Hello YouTube, it's Uncle from Reloaded with our next war recap video, and this time we're up against Persian Star. Pretty good war, fairly close in the end, but we came out on top, which is always nice. Lovely attack, some nice 3 stars at the top on Town Hall 10s. Good job by our Town Hall 9s, clearing up most of their bases, and all the Town Hall 8s and below mopped up. So quite a big war, plenty to see on their side. They didn't hit our Town Hall 11, did a good job on our Town Hall 10s though. Plenty of 2 stars there, and left a few attacks stars on the board on our Town Hall 9s. So good job to everybody, good war. Let's check out how we did. So big congrats to Major for a 6-star war on their 1 and 2. Really solid performance by our Town Hall 10s. Crusher with a 6-star war. God's Gift, another 6-star war, so congrats, and same with Geek. A couple of close ones down the bottom as well. So just a solid performance all round. We're kind of on fire a bit, and some scouting attacks at the bottom, so a really nice result. Congrats to everybody. Let's check out the attacks. And where better to start than right at the top. So this is Major coming in on their top Town Hall 10. A little bit overpowered when you're Town Hall 11 coming in on Town 10, but Major does a superb job. Coming in with Queen Walk on one side, a couple of Giants and Wizards to clear out a nice wide funnel for the bowlers, which is the only way to get the bowlers to go where you want. Nice timing on the Warden's ability, just as the bowlers were about to step over a Giant Bomb, so that protects them from one Giant Bomb straight through the core with a Rage and a couple of jump spells. And the next thing you know, the core of the base is absolutely gutted, and there's just a bit of clean up around the side. He's got healers on his Queen, so she's going to be pretty safe on the cleanup phase. And the healers actually switch targets here and bring the Warden back to life, which is quite nice. Good to see them switching around like that. That little builder's hut seems to have escaped attention somehow. Not quite sure how that works, but no matter. And it's really down to cleanup at this point. There's 2 heroes and just defensive buildings left, so it won't take too long to get the job done. The Warden, you get to see a little bit about the Warden's AI here, because rather than going off and attacking a building, the Warden is helping out the other troops. So it's basically targeting whatever wall the Archer Queen wants to get hold of. So it's kind of interesting to watch. But yeah, lovely attack, Major. Really nice. And let's check it out again. He's becoming a bit of a beast, is old Major. And coming in again with just a Giant to get the lure. Level 39 Queen, almost fully maxed. Nice Queen Walk. Getting good value from the Queen Walks these days with a high level Queen. Giants and Wizards on the other side to build the funnel. And Golem just to give the CC troops something to focus on. And really nicely here, the Queen comes in and rejoins the main attack force. So that's, you just know it's going to be carnage whenever that happens. There's bowlers in the core. There's a nice freeze on the back, because both of the Infernos had already gone down before we popped the freeze spell, but may as well use it if you've got it. And actually the Wizard Towers can be quite dangerous to bowlers, but he's got an enormous, look at that little just complete army of bowlers just demolishing everything they come into contact with. I mean, there's just a ridiculous number of bowlers left at the end of the attack. So yeah, completely overpowered, superbly done. Mass bowlers for the win. And here we are again, Little Sausage coming in on what I'm guessing is intended to be an anti-Valkyrie base. So this is kind of one of the interesting dynamics, because all the buildings are in their own little walled compartments, but there's plenty of things to distract Valkyries running around the edge. So Sausage comes in here and goes, well, if it's anti-Valks, let's take the bowlers instead, because there's plenty of space for them to run around and just generally trash everything. And that's what bowlers are superb at. So comes in here, just nice spread on the bowlers, working on all these buildings. He's got his he's got his Queen still up. She's got her ability. There's a few bowlers left over. They do go down to that Wizard Tower there, which the splash damage from the Wizard Towers. The Wizard Towers puts quite a punch, but he's got his Queen's ability, pops her ability. There's not that much left defense-wise. And it's situations like this where having an upgraded queen can really help, because she's just got that little bit extra staying power. And it's just down to the queen and the town hall, and we all know which way that's going to go. So a superb attack, Sausage. Really nice to see, and nice to see you on the tube. So congrats, very nice, very nice. Okay, and next up we've got yours truly on another Town Hall 10. So we've got Baby Dragon in one corner, quite like those for funneling, and just a giant and a couple of wizards in the other corner. Bunch of giants with a few healers on them just to keep them up whilst they're bashing through a wall. Do take a couple of wall breakers on this occasion. Then it's king, queen, bowlers, healers. It's basically just chuck everything in you can. Poison spell for the CC troops, and the queen takes care of them under rage spells. There's a second jump spell to push the bowlers through the core of the base, and some loons just to take out the defences on the outside and help the bowlers stay up that little bit longer. So the next thing you know, there are no defences left on the base, and it's just clean up. And there's a little bit of that to do on the outside, but you know, we've got balloons spread around the outside as well. That helps with the cleanup, because these are quite high level walls, and that can slow things down a little bit. But not too long to go with all these loons running around as well. And next thing you know, it's got the 3. So that's 2 Town Hall 10 on Town Hall 10 triples this war, so that kind of helped with the score as well. And now I've got Crusher coming in with the Valks, kicking it off with a Queen Walk on one side just to help build the funnel here. Got a couple of golems and some wizards building a nice wide funnel for his Valkyries. Only one spot the Valkyries are going to go, it's into the core, and bowlers in the CC. Bowlers and Valks actually work together quite nicely. Got some loons in the CC, and that's going to be a challenge for his Valks. But they do happily meet up with the Archer Queen, but not before they take out quite a few of the Valkyries. Particularly these new max level 7 balloons are particularly dangerous. They do something like 800 hit points damage when they drop a bomb. And even a max Valk only has 1100, and a level 4 Valk has 950 hit points. So got to watch out for those new max loons, because they are absolutely deadly for Valkyries. So it doesn't take much else to take them out. Take out the Valkyries if once the loons get a bomb off. But here Crusher is just overpowering this base. He's still got his queen up under heal. He's got bowlers, he's got wizards, and see how much these walls really can just add that extra time. Though there was one builder's hut down the bottom, but Crusher's got the troops for it and gets the job done. Very nicely done indeed. Okay, this one's a bit of a dip attack with the bowlers. Again, Queen Walk, still good value getting Queen Walks on bases these days, even with all the other options available. A couple of healers for the bowlers, and early poison for the CC troops. Bowlers just pushing their way through the base here. There's rage spells. Bowlers under rage are just crazy. Most of the bowlers go running off and lose their queen, but drop a few back end loons just to help them out a little bit, keeps them up alive a little bit longer. But there's the king and the queen. They've both got their abilities. There's balloons, there's bowlers, there's a wizard or two. There's probably a kitchen sink in there somewhere. Yeah, and the next thing you know, it's game over. So it's a bit overpowered at Town Hall 9 or against Town Hall 9s. But if you've seen other video that's uploading around miners, it's probably a preferred tactic against Town Hall 9s these days. But here we go with Crusher coming in with the Valks. So there's a bit of variety opening up in the attacks these days. It's kind of quite a lot of the new troops, and some of the attacks, I don't know whether you're noticing, not all the attacks have golems in them, which is kind of interesting in itself. That's a real change from where the game was at kind of at the start of the year, where pretty much every attack always had golems. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. So Crusher just coming in here, nice double jump spell, gets him most of the way through the base. The Valkyries push their way through the rest of it. He's got bowlers, he's got his queen up. He hasn't used her ability yet, that's still in hand. There's only one section of the base left, and he's still got a golem tanking for his bowlers. He's got wizards on cleanup duty. He's got his queen still up. She's on full health. She's got her ability in hand. The healers have peeled off and are healing a golemite that was bashing a wall, because that's just what you do, I suppose. But no matter, gets the 3-star quite comfortably. He didn't have to use either of his poison spells and still his queen's ability in hand, so a lovely attack crusher. Okay, let's check out Andrew coming in on this Town Hall 9 action. So it kicks it off with the Queen Walk. A couple of golems and a nice spread of wizards. He's got his king down, a couple of wall breakers, opens up the base nicely. He's built an enormously wide funnel, so there's only one place the Valkyries and the bowlers are going to go. There's no Valkyries in the attack. Comes in with the hogs on the side, so he's done quite nicely designed this attack. So he's got the bowlers in through the core with his king, and the hogs coming in from the other side, which is cleaning up that edge, and then his queen is walking around the other edge. So he's kind of had a plan for each section of the base, which is nice. He's got a few hogs left over, and there's only those Teslas left. He's got more than enough hogs. The healers actually switch targets to keep the hogs alive, and the next thing you know, there's just a couple of buildings left, and it has no trouble at all cleaning those up. So nicely done, Andrew. Okay, God's Gift coming in, and it's going to be Valks, because why wouldn't you? A couple of Valks on helping build the funnel. He's kicking off the attack down the bottom here. There's Max Golem in the CC. Oh no, there's so he's got his own Golem and a few Valks. It doesn't drop all these Valks all at once, which is kind of, I'm not sure whether that was planned or not. But anyway, the second batch of Valks runs around the outside because too much of the base had been taken out near where he dropped them, so the outside defences or outside buildings were the closest thing. But it doesn't matter. The Valks that he'd sent into the centre did a really nice job of clearing out that section anyway. So he's pretty much cored the base already. There's just one segment left. He's got his queen up. He's got a few Valks, and that's going to be enough to take out one of the segments, one of the remaining compartments here. His queen comes in from the other side and takes out the last remaining defense, and that is going to be all she wrote. So a splendid attack there from GG. And back-to-back attacks from GG coming in again. These aren't low-level bases. These the walls aren't particularly high level, but they're max level defense by the looks of the base. Yeah, pretty much everything there is maxed out. Low-level hero or lower-level heroes for Town Hall 10 from GG, but that's matched by the lower-level heroes from the base that he's attacking. So that kind of evens itself out a little bit. Nice attack, lovely funneling, nice jump spell placement, gives his Valk access to most of this base. I do think that on Town Hall 9 attacks with Valks, if you're attacking a base like this with pretty low level walls for a Town Hall 9, these are pretty much Town Hall 8 and Town Hall 7 level walls, you can probably get away with one jump spell. But if you're looking at a base with max as in lava walls, you probably need 2 jumps for your Valks just to get them through enough of the base, because it can slow them down quite a lot. But GG's doing a nice job. There's only one defensive building left, and the queen is going to have no trouble at all dealing with that wizard tower. And the next thing you know, there's just one builder's hut left. It's a sprint across the map. Looks like the king has got the edge on the queen on this occasion and brings home the triple for the team. Very nice indeed. Okay, JJ. Again, another max defense base with Town Hall 7 level walls, as some people do. But anyway, it kind of makes it a bit easier for the Valks to run amok and go wherever they like. So you got a few wizards, early rage spell for the for his wizards, and they just run straight up and smash that dragon. That was beautiful to watch. Nice heal spell and jump spell for the Valks. Second heal spell just to keep them up as they tear their way through this base. He's got a golem distracting one of the remaining expos, which goes down. That golem's doing a lovely job at distracting all the defences. He's got his king and his queen up. He's got a wizard and a bowler. That's quite nice because they can both shoot over walls. Queen comes in and rescues the golem just as the golem splits into pieces. King pops his ability, so he's got plenty of troops going. He's got a couple of those two cannons are starting to do a bit of damage, but remember he's still got that wizard and bowler and plenty of troops to get the job done. So very nicely done indeed. Okay, let's kick it along. Dark Lord being taken on by Jenny, and we've got single gold giant just to get. Is that all the CC or most of the CC? Anyway, gets a pretty big chunk of the CC lured out. Nice double poison spell is going to slow down the balloons. That means they're not even going to get a drop off on the queen. She's doing a nice job of creating one half of the funnel. A couple of golems down with some wall breakers opens up the base in a couple of places. In come the bowlers, and we've got some hogs as well. Nice rage spell for the bowlers. The hogs coming in a complementary location. Few more just sprinkling in the hogs as she goes around the base here. Nice heal spell placement, anticipating one of the giant bomb spots. Comes at the giant bombs one at a time, which is just perfect. The healers are coming in and helping keep the troops alive. The bowlers are still running through the core, and the next thing you know, the base is absolutely gutted. Very nicely done indeed, Jenny. Okay, and next got Geek coming in on, this is Town Hall 9 on Town Hall 8, so we'll kind of skip over this a little bit. It's a double zap quake attack. We'll run this one at 4 speed because Town Hall 9 dipping on Town Hall 8's not too exciting to watch, and we've probably seen enough dragon attacks. Got a lava hound just for a bit of fun, just help keep the dragons up a little bit and give a few more pups for cleanup just to help speed up the attack a little bit. Just strolling their way across the base, not too much of a stress for. Oh, there's a builder's hut in the corner. Yeah, builder's hut goes down. Okay, moving right along. Eva. This time it's a Town 9 on Town Hall 8 dip with the Valkyries. Again, it gets CC lure, pretty easy lure on Town Hall 8. It's very hard to build a Town Hall 8 base that's useful in defense and isn't an easy lure. So pretty straightforward lure. Drops the golem in, builds a nice wide funnel, nice jump spell before she drops the Valk, so that just encourages the Valks to go where she wants. These low level walls pose no challenge at all for these Valkyries. They're just going to run through them as if they're not there. And there's tons of Valkyries still up there just going to run around and demolish this base in record time. Still had a few wizards up her sleeve. Very nicely done, Eva. Smoosh, another Town Hall 9 on Town Hall 8 dip, this time with go wipes. A nice bit of variety on our dip attacks here. This is a great base for go wipe because it's big open spaces and not too many compartments. So good value from the peckers in bases like this because they don't spend too long bashing on walls. Queen does go down, but no matter. There's 2 peckers still running around and they've got a ton of hit points, so that is going to, or there's another, these guys with their Teslas in the corner. Anyway, plenty of troops left to get the job done. There's another Tesla in the Teslas in the corners, haven't seen that for a very long time. Anyway, Smoosh gets the job done and nicely done. Okay, let's move along and check out the next one. There's still a few more because this was a 30 versus 30 war. Mini Murray, Town Hall 8 on Town Hall 8 with dragons as well. So we've got a single Zapquake with a rage. Nice use of the king in one corner just to help take out the buildings that are spread over in the corner and avoiding the dragons having to run back. But he's got some max loons, nice raid spell just to push them through. The dragons take out the other air defense is what they take out. The next thing you know, there's no defenses left. There's only a couple of buildings. There's plenty of troops left on the board. Even gets a nice split on his dragons. I don't know whether they've changed the AI on dragons, but they seem to kind of not clump up quite as much as they used to. I just remember they always used to hang in one big group and they used to be running around the corners of the base, but they seem to split out a bit more. Or maybe we're just changing the way we deploy them. I don't know. Either way, we've got Zimmer coming in here. Again, Town Hall 8 on Town Hall 8. This time it's with the Valks. Nice interesting that the Valkyries kind of ran outside rather than running in through the core where the jump spell was, but it doesn't really matter because they end up running through the core anyway. Nice placement on the spells there. Nice heal. Oh, it's a heal spell rather than a jump spell. That's why. Nice heal spell placement just to keep the troops up. He's got just enough troops here to get the job done. There's literally one Valkyrie left over, but that's all it takes, and it gets the job done. Nicely done, Zimmer. Sorry about mentioning the jump spell when it was a heal spell. Okay, we've got Geek with another dip attack. This time it's what kind of attack is this? This is giants, healers, hogs, and I think there might be bowlers. So it's a little bit of everything. Okay, so drops the giants down with a bunch of healers and the bowlers. And if bowlers are a bit OP at Town Hall 9, they're ridiculous at Town Hall 8. Just walking their way through this base, completely smashing it, and loads of troops left over. So there you go. Something a bit different. Didn't use 2 of the spells, but that's what you get when you're doing dip attacks, I suppose. Right, Diddy Kate coming in on this Town Hall 8, and we've got some dragon action. So we get the Zapquake on one of the air defences, and the only tip I'll give you here, Kate, as a recommendation is, see that builder's hut at the bottom there? If you dropped one of your dragons on that corner, it would have taken out the builder's hut and then joined the rest of your attack force. Pretty much the same as what you did with your king, but with one of your dragons, and then start the rest of your line, and that would just prevent that little builder's hut from hanging around there. But that's just makes the cleanup a little bit easier. But look, I'm nitpicking here because there is an absolute ton of time left on this attack. So it's neither here nor there, but it was just a tip, particularly if you're thinking about using drags at Town Hall 9. Alrighty, and we've got Hunket, last but not least, with kind of an interesting, I'm guessing this is supposed to be an anti-dragon attack, and Hunket goes, okay, I'll see your anti-dragon base, and I'll raise you a bunch of dragons. But the key here is the funneling, very patient funneling, really nicely done to ensure all those balloons and dragons go into the core, and those are max balloons. They've got loads of health, have no trouble at all surviving the onslaught in the center of the base, and the next thing you know, it's done, and so is this war. So good performance, everybody. It's just a general all-round great performance. Love the war. Hope you enjoyed that one, and clash on.